Hello, everyone. Hope you are doing well and you had a great day today. So today our class is going to be about using chart. And normally, when we are using chart, it's up to the situation that you are using chart for, and also picking the type of chart also depending on the data and the nature of the things that you want to do with the chart. Normally, we are not um, using chart for analyzing data because there's something else which is called pivot table, which is inshallah next week we will take it. So we are not using a chart to say that we are analyzing data. So chart is just to present sort of information that we want to visualize it for the person who's looking at your report. So it's not about analyze. Therefore, use of chart is not that common where we are talking about doing expert data analyze or sort of. Let's say that I want to do a chart for this bit of information. What you mean? What you mean, Fennec? It's a normal chart. It's not something I brought it from somewhere else. It's just like something totally normal. And you mean the data? So you could just make it as you want. Like it's not like something I have this data because I already got it from internet. So it's not something let's say new or something that you have to have it. No, it's just something totally normal that we are just dealing with. So don't worry. You could just do it on any data that you have, or you could just make a simple table for yourself and apply the chart. Because while you are practicing with Mom Sabnar during her session, so she will ask you to make a simple table, contain few columns and some information, and then apply it. So it's not that you have to have this table. Okay, so what we are doing, we are just coming here to insert a chart. And from here, we are just picking the type of the chart that we want. For example, there's column, there's line, there's pie, bar, area, XY, stock, surface, radar, and combo. So it depends on what you are doing. And also each of them, they have different style. So you could just use it according to what you are planning for. And for such a data that we have, we are normally using something to be more easy and um, clear to explain. So let's just like use a column bar chart, a column chart, and here I'm using this one because it has like different color, and we will talk about the colors how when we are using it and how we are using. So let me pick this one now. After I picked, I see there's like some information on this chart which is need to be managed. Before managing this, we could just change the style of the chart that we have it. So the style is going to be easy to change and depend on what you are planning to do with this chart. So we will stick to this one, but I will just want to show you from here you could change, or from here also you could pick the type of chart that is exist. And also after clicking on the chart, I see that there's a plus here that is show me chart elements, and this chart element also is it depends on the type of chart that I use. For example, in column, there's many things which is exist for dealing with the column uh, chart. within the pie chart, maybe we have less, or and for sure we have less. Also for the bar chart, we have something totally different than this one. So what we are doing, we are just like clicking here and see what is going on. So now after we clicked on the plus, we will see that there is like the access, and also there's access titles. We have chart title, which is here. You could just double click it and change it, or you could just from here remove it when you are not in need to have it. Also, there's like data labeling, which is for such a chart. We don't need the data labeling because it's going to make it more complicated and so sophisticated chart for people to look at it. Instead of putting this data in such a table or in such a situation, you could just add the table to your chart. When you are adding the table, let's make this bigger and make this smaller. So we see here, it shows us these are dates and the method, and it's all zero. Why? Because the method is just text. So within using the text, we cannot see any different because the text that it hasn't number format just to show the bars when it's going up and when it's coming down. So be careful that you cannot use chart for text. So it has to be numbered. As we have it here, the number format or normal number format, or we have price. So in both cases, we have like the columns, which is appear. Or we could just like leave it. And also these gray lines, like here, you could see we could just remove it, or we could just keep it. I will remove it normally. And the legend also, you could remove it and you could keep it. In case if you have trends and you want to see according to the information that you have it here for the resort name, you could just pick something. For example, you say, okay, let's see how it's going with Malaga, Spain, Malaga, and you'll see the trend. It shows you that it just goes up. Um, Things like this. So in case if you have like duplicate or there's like repeated data, you will see this trend is going like more obvious. As also here is obvious as well. Um, let's make it this chart bigger. Yeah. And now after we just knew that how to deal with the chart, so we now um, have to see how to make change within the data. For changing the data, we are just coming here, which is written select data. After clicking on the select data, from here, you could just remove things that you don't need it, or you remove data that is not useful for you. For example, I see the travel method is not necessary, so I just could remove it and then say, okay, I see now that we have like the number of days and also the price. So if I added the legend again, I see it in this way. So let's bring it here, make it like this. Also make the chart a bit smaller, and this is also smaller. Yeah. So now we see the legend showing all these colors and all these columns, what is about. Yes. So, and about the, I mean, I could remove the axis because you don't need it, or you could just keep it. It's totally fine. Also, we can come here and see if we want to remove anything from the parts here. For example, if I want to, let's say, adding something when you are clicking on the ad, you could just say, I want to use this one, or say using this one. And also for the adding, I will, which one was it? A18. Okay. From here, A18, we'll just pick this one and then say, okay. So now you see Australia as well is in the trend, and you could say, okay. You see Australia now is added here. So for changing the information here as well, I could just remove this one because we don't need it. It's extra. It depends if you are trying to do anything in any sort of cases, you could just make it simple and easy according to your situation and your information. Well, if I want to change the chart type, I'm just coming here and saying, okay, because I know that this column is super cool, but I want to try something different. So I'm coming here and picking another sort of chart, or I'm just coming to pie chart and coming here. I see it shows me the things. Uh, yes, I could do it. I said, now we are here. If I want to change the chart type, I'll select data. Yeah, it's here. You could just select data based on your information, what you want to add and which type of information you add. Or if you want to remove, I could just click on it and say remove it. So it's just removing the data, or I could just add it. And normally things is easy. And if you want to change the position of the information, you could just like click in here, click in this. So it will just take the legend that you want to first and then put this down and take this up. You could just do it as you want. And then also we said that you could remove from here. So it's just show it like this. And about the changing the type of chart, we said that clicking here and then going to any of the chart we have uh, is up to you. For example, I'm just choosing this one and saying, okay, now I see it's starting to become a sort of bar chart, which is more similar to the column chart, and the things is almost the same. But when we are going to choose something else, um, let's say if we are choosing the spider chart. From spider chart, when you are clicking OK, you will see, as I told you, the element is changing, is getting less because the element here is less than the elements in um, column chart and also in the bar chart. As well as we could change it to anything that is coming to our mind. Um, I don't know, like, okay, let's try this one. So we see it's starting from the date, and then it shows us how it grows and how it getting up. So this information is super cool and super easy to use. And also if you are in the column chart or in the bar chart, you can deal with the data and try to use the things as it is, or try to remove it from here. Or we are just doing what? We are just coming to filter, because yesterday you all took the filter with Mount Sabinar. So we are just coming to filter, and we could just say, okay, because I just need to make some change, like I don't need all of them. I want just to pick France, England, and Spain. These are enough. And also coming here, you just say, okay, I don't need the date, our number of days. So I will say apply. Now I see the data is just changing according to what I picked. I said I need France and Spain and England. So I just choose those. So in this case, it's totally fine. I could just bring them back and I could just remove them accordingly. And it's all um, up to me or up to the required from the person that you are doing the chart for. For example, if you are working somewhere professional, they will ask you to visualize your data. When they are saying we visualize your data, they don't want you to um, show them and make it bigger and change it, the color of this data. As an example that we have this data here. So it doesn't ask us to just go to France and Leo and show them, yeah, you see, I could just make this highlighted and red. So I will say, okay, I visualize it. No, not this way. They need it in another way, which is using a chart bar or a chart, and then show them how the situation is going and how is the plan and what you want, yeah, what you want to show them, things like normal like this. So yeah, those are the information here, and you can make changes. Now we are going and move to something else, which is in the design. We have the colors. So if you are working, if you are doing the chart for your colleague, like the people who you are working with, or for your student, or somewhere not so professional and official, so you could just like do it the way that you pick in the color which is fitting your personality. If you are working with somewhere like company or um, in an office like our office, if my manager asking me to do him visualizing the chart or visualizing the data for him, I will just go and pick something really normal and not hurting the eyes. So if you are just picking something like so lightning and so um, let's say be so ready or yellowish or things like this, is not professional. So what you are using, I just like use, I like really blue, is my favorite color. So you are just picking blue and decide, okay, this is the data, and they could see the situation. If not, you are just going to pick something that you see it's cool to uh, show it to your colleague or to wherever you are working. Sometimes like the management also, they are friendly, so they don't care if you use different color, but somewhere else they really do care, and you have to be careful and not picking the childish and funny colors, so or the colors that like hurt eyes. So that's why, like, be careful about choosing the color while you are presenting your data. And yes, so this is the chart, and you could just remove it. And if you want to do it in another way, for example, you want just to apply it on this much of data, so you are just going to insert, doing it again just to show you that it's totally fine if you are doing the chart according to the information that is exists. Not always you have to have it for something that is let's say stick to a single style, that the name has to be here and the other information has to be there. So the chart you could just make change and rearrange it according to um, the situation and how you want to show the data. So yeah, and as I told you, like from the very beginning, I'm not using chart for analyzing data, because there's something else that is more user friendly and more academic and professional, which is called pivot table, because you could just do whatever you want and you could just shift between the axis, x-axis to y-axis, and other way around, like changing column to row to column without any problem. However, here, if you are doing this, maybe it will cause you some headache and you need to do it manually sometime. So instead of this, I will just say, okay, because I'm doing the data analyze, so I'm not using the chart, I'm using the pivot table, because it's more showing that I am more academic or more professional in doing the things. So this is kind of business show off, which is really is important while you are working somewhere, to show them that you have more experience than someone which is like just learned few steps on using charts and things like this, which is so normal. Even they could use the chart in Word. So while you are using Excel, so you have to take the hard steps, which is for some people is really new, and they are um, surprised by that you are using something which is so cool and so user friendly. Just by clicking, the person just going there and just clicking here, they could change the chart to some sort of um, uh, different information showing, and just clicking somewhere else just showing it in a different situation. So that's why, like, try to do it in a way that is more um, professional, not just the simple way that everybody could do it. Yeah. So this was about the chart. So I'm not giving that much time for chart. Instead, I will try to do something else. Um, as we remember the day before, oh, it was on Friday, Thursday, something like this, or it was Sunday. I don't remember that we talk about the text format and how to deal with it if I want to change something, or sometimes you got a data that is being like data entered by an access file, and you are just exporting this data to Excel because you are trying to use it on Excel, but you see that the data type there that they being used, it was text. So you want to just change it to number. And I told you that the situation, if you are trying to um, let's say use um, okay, what I was doing was just something outreach, because I forgot where I am. Yeah, sometimes happen. A bit chaotic, but it's fine. You are also chaotic. Am I right, Mom Sumner? Sometime. So yeah, it was just a joke. So well, yeah, we have this data. I taught you how to change this from text to number. We said that after clicking, we are clicking on this quotient or attention sign, and then convert it to number. But it's so annoying if I do it like 30 times or 29 times. So is there any way that I could do it by some few clicks? Yes, because we are not dealing with something old-fashioned. It's an Excel, and it's just being designed for um, data entry, so it has to be user-friendly and easy to use. So what we are using, first, I'm selecting the whole column, or I could just select the part that it contained the data. So it up to you. In my case, because I'm lazy and I want to do it as fast as possible, so I'm just selecting the whole column and then going to the ribbon here, which we are now on home. We strike the chart from insert, and now we are going where? We are going to data, where we are on data ribbon. And from data ribbon, we are going to where? We are going to text to column. Memorize it and keep it in your head. I'm clicking here, and then from here, I'm leaving everything as it is without changing anything. And I'm just saying next, and I will remove this because I don't want anything to be happen. Just say next. And then now I could just from here pick another place to put my data, or keep it as it is in the same place. So I will just keep it where it is and then say finish. Wow. Now I see it's just changed to number. And now the uh, zeros is being removed. So it's been now it's formatted as a number. Well, before, I remember that when we came here and we want to put it in general, but still there was like this sign, which means that it's still a text. So I cannot say it is a number. So what to do? We said we are just going to data, column, text to column, and then next, and then leave all these to be blank, and then next, and then finish. Now I see the data is going to be in this way. Or what I could do, I could just say text to column and next, next. Then from here, picking somewhere else. Let's say I will pick here and then finish. I see it's just been changed to number format. So yes, this is what I want. And then now I could use it as a number without any problem. That's cool. So if I had, or let's say I have already UOS 21.001, UOS 21.002. I have this data, okay? And I want to separate this two. I want to separate the UOS 21 from the .001. How to do it? Is it possible? Yes, it is. I want to select it, go into data, again, text to column, and from here I will just, or go in with the D limited as it was, next, and from here picking others, and then what we have dot, and then we have dot. Where is dot? Yeah, and then click next. This time we are picking somewhere else. Where is it? Just I want to put them here because we have two columns. Then yes, finish. So I see now it's being separated. Wow, that's great. So this is what I want. Or I could do it another way. Selecting this one. Okay. Again, going to text to column. And this time I will pick fixed width. Be careful, we have two here, two options. The first option is that we use it already without any problem. And the second option is here, fixed width. I will just say next. And now I could just click wherever I want and then split these two. I will say next, then picking a place for both of them to be separated, and then saying finish. So now I see it is like normally is just been separated. However, it's just like remove the zero here. This is 10, this is 20, because it will take it as a decimal number. So this way is a bit challenging and I don't like it. So the best way is just like by using the separator and separating the two from each other. So yes, this is the way that you could deal with your data and change them accordingly and do the things that you want to do. So if I want, as an example, if I want to take this data and separate them by using what? Delimited, next, and this time I will say, no, I don't want this. I want it to be separated by space. So great. So I will say next. And now I'm picking somewhere else to put my data. And because I have selected the data and I saw that there's some of them which is could be in 4 lines. So I will select 4 columns and then click finish. Yeah, exactly. We do have something like this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's why I select 4. If I select less, it will just shift the data or remove the information from there and put the data that need to be place it somewhere. So that's why try to put extra, not less, because in case if you didn't do this, it will just remove part and put your information there, or it will just ignore part and you will see, okay, there is missing data here, and you will be in a uh, deep shot. Yes. So yeah, be careful while you are using these things and try to make your decision based on the information that you have and not based on what's in your mind. So try to do it properly and make sure that your data is not having any missing part or not ignoring any part of the data. Great. So yeah, this is gonna be in your Sunday's exam. So Sunday during the night, you have an exam, um, 9 p.m. We will announce it before, let's say, 1 or 2 minutes before 9. Then you could have time to just register yourself and do the test. And please participate, because anybody is not participating, I will just remove them and you will be dropped out because there is no literacy again. So if you are not participating, I will just drop you out. So try your best and good luck. So yeah, I'm leaving you with Mom Sabnar, and she can continue with you and practice. And if you have any question, you could ask her. And I know that she gave you homework, and it was like a sort of a sample of my exam. So the exam is going to be similar to her homework, even a bit more complicated. But yeah, you have some idea that how the exam is going to be. So prepare yourself and be ready. Thank you, and wishing you a wonderful weekend, and wishing you best of luck for preparation for the exam. And bye bye.